Hello, and welcome to your first objective-oriented programming lecture. So today, basically, we're going to be talking about what's the basic concept of objective-oriented programming, right? So we're going to discuss the what exactly is an object, and I'm going to break it down for you so you understand what an object is in the real world and how it relates to programming. This is a very important topic because as we dive deep into our game development in the future, you're going to need to understand what an object is because if you don't understand it, you may get lost once we start to create classes and objects of certain classes and objects that extend certain classes. Um, and if you don't know like I said, if you don't know the basics of object-oriented programming, you probably want to pick up a book or maybe read an article or maybe purchase another course on Udemy so you'll know what exactly we're getting into so you won't be lost halfway through it. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what exactly is objective programming. So basically what it is it's just programming languages that model, pretty much or are organized around objects. So for example, you have like Java or C++, they all use objects because they have classes that are or objects that are defined by behaviors and uh, states. So you have an object and you want the object to do a certain thing. Well, you have to actually program it to do a certain thing. And you actually have to tell it that you want it to do this, and then you have to tell it how you want it to do a certain thing. And that's pretty much the basic of what an object is. It's pretty much like a real life object. For example, you have objects all around you. You have your cell phone, your TV, your computer, which you're using right now to watch this video, this course, or maybe your TV. Objects are all around you. I mean, because you have a cell phone. Your cell phone rings, it vibrates. The object is a cell phone, and the ring, the vibration, the music playing, those are all behaviors of that object. So whoever built that cell phone had to program that cell phone to have certain behaviors to actually ring or vibrate depending on what you set it to do. Um, and it also has a state, right? So you can turn the screen off, you can turn it off, you can turn it on, and those are all states of that object. Your TV too, same thing. Your TV can play pictures, play movies. Those are all behaviors of the TV, and if you turn it off or on, that will be a state. So as you can see, it's pretty much kind of easy to kind of grasp the whole concept of what an object is, and the best way to kind of understand the concept is just to relate it to a real life object. So, um, your bicycle has a method to uh, go 10 miles per hour, right? If you set it that way, or you set it to 10 speed, um, so that's a state. So now you're at 10 speed, and the chain will change, and now you can actually go faster or slower, and those are all behaviors. So that's basically the basic concept of what object-oriented programming is. You have these objects, and they basically have behaviors, and you basically can tell them what to do, and as long as you tell them how to do it. So what is objects in programming? We talked about what it is in the real world, but what exactly is it uh, in programming? So basically, software objects they're similar to real life. They're similar to real life objects. They too have states and behaviors, and they also can do things and when you tell it to, as long as you tell it how to do it, or someone tells it how to do it. You may not be that person, but as long as someone is telling you how to do it, you can actually use that object to do whatever it's been designed to do. So yeah, objects store, they store variables. They can have, different methods, different functions, and these variables basically are used to store information pertaining to that class. So if you want to store, say, on your cell phone, you want to store a a telephone number, right? So when you put a telephone number in your phone, we have a variable called uh, name, and that name will basically be the actual name of the person whose number is in your phone. And for the number, we could have a integer that basically is equal to the number of whoever number it is in your phone. And so when you want to call them and you click call, that would be a behavior of your phone because now you're using a specific behavior to actually call and do something with that object. So an example of an object, and so a good example I like to use in the basic way I actually understand, that basically broke it down for me and I really, really understood it, was I like to think of us as humans, as human beings, right? We all are objects. We as human beings, we're objects, and we have behaviors and we have states. So, I mean, if you're thinking correctly, you're probably thinking, well, yeah, we can walk, we can run, we can jump. Those are all behaviors. I mean, we can walk, which is a behavior. We can run, that's another behavior. We can climb, that's a behavior. We can lift weights and work out, exercise. Those are all behaviors of what we can do. And we also have states. We can sleep. We can, we can be angry. We can be happy. We can be sad, and those are all states too of humans. And you know, basically the functions or the say, for example, you have a human and you want to tell the human how to walk, right? So you're basically the walk will be a subtask of the human because the human is actually the object, and so we want the walk function or method to actually tell the human how to walk. So the first thing you need to do inside that method or subtask is you would need to create the specific outline of how you want them to walk. So you'll say take one step foot forward, left foot forward, left foot, right foot forward, and then so on and so forth. And you'll define how you want the object to do it. And that's pretty much it for the object oriented. I mean, it's a basic concept. It's probably one of the easiest things to understand once if you're jumping straight into this without any programming background. Hopefully this can help you understand it. And like I said in the intro, I won't be going into very, very, very deep details about the basic fundamentals of programming. I'm just covering it as a quick overview just to kind of refresh your memory if you're haven't done it in a while, or maybe you have a basic kind of understanding, but you need that extra explanation. That's basically what this is designed to do. So I hope that helped you understand what the basic concept of object-oriented programming, and in our next lecture we'll be discussing exactly what's a variable, and we'll also be discussing functions and subtasks and methods.